What up, everybody? It's Ipadbeatmaking.com here today on Friday, January 29th, 2021, giving you some news you can use. Now, before we begin, please hit the like button if you enjoy this video, as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss out on the latest news, tips, tricks, sales, updates, beats, and more. Now, an interesting topic was brought to our attention by Sion the producer, who mentioned that Apple TV is rumored to get some huge performance power upgrades, possibly the A14 chip, which begs the question, could you see yourself using one for music production? Now, before you shut the idea down, just consider that Korg has released gadget on platforms such as the Nintendo Switch, which some prefer to play docked to their TV, so this isn't as far out as one might think. Coupled with iCloud and projects being able to be transferred back and forth between iOS devices and Apple TV, and the fact that Apple TVs do have Bluetooth, which could open up the door for Bluetooth wireless MIDI controllers being used, and the fact that Apple is going universal with iOS and Mac apps being cross-compatible, we'd like to see the same thing for some music apps on the Apple TV. We think that with the likely storage upgrades that would come with something like this to store bigger games, and the fact that we might get this faster performing chip, it might be a good enough platform to actually make music on, especially when you're just sitting in the bed and want the bigger screen of your TV. I mean, why not? So we'd like to see where things go with this and if developers jump on board by making some of their apps available on the Apple TV as well. And Apple also appears to be the next brand to embrace being #woke by unveiling a special Apple Watch that'll be available for the month of February, which is also Black History Month. It's got some special edition messaging, as well as a new watch band and some new watch faces. And NAMM 2021 didn't appear to be a game-changing year for iPad music making products, but we did get a couple that seem interesting. In order from lowest to highest cost, we first got the Audient ID Mark II audio interface, and a lot of people really liked the Mark I. They thought that for the price, you couldn't beat its sound quality. And this excerpt comes from Sweetwater.com, and quote, "With the ID Mark II series, Audient's popular audio interfaces have gotten a high-performance makeover. These amazing units have been turbocharged with updated cosmetics, USB 3.0 speeds, forward-looking USB-C connections, improved audio performance, studio-grade headphone amplifiers with console-style monitor control, and a high-powered cache of free software, available in models including the 2-in, 2-out ID4 and the 10-in, 6-out ID14. End quote. And the prices of these will be $199 for the ID4 Mark II, and the ID14 Mark II will be $299. So if you're interested in the Audient sound, that's definitely something to look forward to and to check out. Now, this next interface is one we're really excited about. It's called the Blackline Revolution 2X2, which will be hitting the street around the end of February and will cost $400. Now, if you're not familiar with Blackline Audio, they've been known as the modding specialist for years, even way back with the Digi 002, when DigiDesign, or as they're better known today, Avid, used to tether you to their subpar interface in order to use their Pro Tools software. Blackline was there to mod it and unlock the highest levels of audio quality that were possible with that unit at that time. So I'm really looking forward to the fact that they're now releasing this box, which they say is dedicated not to profit margins, but to sound quality. And they're taking their extensive know-how with not just part sourcing, but also calibration of those parts and how they'll all sound together with the way that Blackline Audio knows how to implement them. If it sounds as good as it sounds like it should sound, then this will possibly be the best value interface available, hopefully eclipsing those that are several times its price. And we've spoken to Blackline Audio, who said they've tested it and assured us that it will work with iOS, and we can't wait to get our hands on this thing and lay some tracks with it. And we'll definitely be doing some reviews of it once we get it in our hands, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Now, we want to know, what were your favorite products from NAMM? What are we missing out on? What are the hot things that completely went by us that you like or that you're going to grab as a result of the event? Be sure to let us know down in the comment section below. Now let's move on to updates. First off, we've got the best value in the entire iOS ecosystem, and of course that would be who else? AudioKit with their limited edition Digitalism 2000 plus AUV3 app, and they've got this very cool new update with 100 new presets created by Red Sky Lullaby, JEC, or James Edward Cosby, Sounds of Israel, Ali, The Beat Community, and Da Fingers. They've also added sustained pedal support, improved AUV3 state saving, and fixed bank renaming in AUV3. Now, we don't want to sound biased, but we're totally biased when it comes to this. I mean, if you haven't grabbed this app yet, what are you doing with your life? It's $2.99. They just added 100 new presets in the update. Over 100 new presets. So quit playing and go grab this app. It's $2.99. Go support these great developers and go grab all their apps and just show AudioKit some love, because a lot of the apps that are actually out are backed by the AudioKit source code. So they are doing a great service to the iOS community. So be sure to support them. Also follow them on social media. They're great guys. You talk to them, they talk back. You got questions, they answer. You got ideas, they just might implement them. So be sure to reach out to them also. Digistick's Drummer AUV3 plugin has added a duplicate drum kit option. When deleting a drum kit, Digisticks will no longer default back to the default group so long as there are other kits in the currently selected group, as well as other minor fixes. And the busy developers for LK have released yet another update, which adds MIDI Learn feature to song controls, Novation Launchpad Pro support, panel to enable disable dedicated controllers, and general bug fixes and improvements. Decent Samples has made updates, this one to the sample store where you can now search for specific titles, as well as sort the sample list. And they've added a format update which adds support for loop crossfading, and loop settings can now be set at the group level. And they've added engine support for pedal down samples. And in the sample store, they've also began adding under the hood support for third-party publishers. And they fixed a bug that was causing a crash when notes were pitch bent by a large number of octaves. And they also fixed a bug that was causing an audio glitch with very short looping samples when in disc streaming mode. Be sure to check out Decent Samples. Lots of updates have been going on recently, and that is always good to know. Pump House has new control NAMM steps, which sets the number of steps per measure, as well as a new preset manager with user folders and auto naming. Also, many small bug fixes and optimizations. And Audio Evolution Mobile Studio has added an option to the preferences where the autosave period can be set or disabled. Negative and decimal values couldn't be entered on the iPhone in some dialogues. That's now been solved. And when using a plain MIDI track in combination with an instrument in, for example, AUM, note offs were not sent at stop. That's also been solved. And GeoShred has been updated with new Geo Jam tracks. And Yamaha's FM Essential now supports iOS 14, so that's good news for them. However, Yamaha, could you please give us another method? Just make it an in-app purchase so that we can just get this app unlocked without needing to go to our Guitar Center or Sam Ash or whatever in order to plug it into their keyboard and unlock the app. Many of these stores don't have these things on display anymore due to the fact that there's a global pandemic and they don't want you just touching stuff. So a lot of stuff is hidden behind plastic, or they're asking you not to touch it. So it would be really considerate if you gave us another method. And on top of that, when we've activated it and for some reason needed to uninstall it from our device, or sometimes we've updated our device or gotten a new device entirely, the fact that we configured it doesn't transfer over and we've got to go yet to the Guitar Center or whatever again. Come on, Yamaha, just make it easy for us. Call it a $5 unlock if that's what you want to do, all right? Like, we get it, you want to sell your keyboards, but at this point, we're a little far along with this app. It would be nice if there was a simpler way to unlock it. Make us watch a long video about it or something. I don't know. Whatever the case, please make it easier to use this app because it's got some really nice sounds. So if y'all feel the same way, please be sure to reach out to Yamaha and let them know this, because it really sucks that we can't use this app in all of its sounds as desired. And not everyone has a close proximity to a Yamaha keyboard that is on display and that they'll let you plug stuff into it and all that other kind of stuff. Anyways, let's move on to sales. First off, we've got MIDI Mixer for AUM AUV3 plugin, which was $6.99. It's now down to $5.99. Moby Dick guitar chords was $2.99. It's now free. Dream Tunes Music Visualizer was also $2.99 and it's now also free. And Eventide is having a huge sale in the App Store where everything is around 50% off. So first of all, we've got Black Hole Reverb, which was $19.99. It's now $9.99. Ultra Tap Delay was $14.99. It's now $7.99. Rotary Mod was $7.99 and it's now $3.99. Crystal's Harmonizer was $14.99. It's now down to $7.99. Micro Pitch was $9.99. It's now down to $4.99. Mangled Verb, QVox, Crustacean, Shimmer Verb, and Spring Reverb were all $14.99, and they're now all down to $7.99. Undulator was $7.99. It's now down to $3.99, and Tricera Chorus was $14.99, and it is down to $7.99. So now is the time to stock up on those apps. If they interest you, be sure to check them out. And with that said, we're about to get up out of here. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to hit the like button, as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell, so that you don't miss out on the latest news, tips, tricks, sales, beats, reviews, updates, and more. And be sure to check out some of the best kits available for iOS at iPadbeatmaking.com. It's iPadbeatmaking.com. Peace.